Shalom, shalom. Kol halo Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone rule well. And salutations to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. This is Ira from Great Millstone, Wisconsin, coming at you with another lesson. And I wanted to go into Zechariah, the 12th chapter, the 3rd verse, concerning the burdensome stone, because as this truth revolves around the world, at a record-breaking pace, through the internet and through these social media platforms and, things of that nature, we're starting to see that the word, the gospel of the Lord is starting to become a burden to the world, And as of right now, they're putting measures in place to stop the word, Soon they're gonna cut off the internet, using the CISPA bill and other legislation that they have on the books to, not only restrict certain information from coming out, but also to cut entire websites entirely, cut entire communities, like YouTube or social media communities and things of that nature. So what Esau and these other nations want to get accomplished is a complete choking or a complete stop of the word, man, and we've started to become that burdensome stone talked about in Zechariah the 12th chapter, because this world looks at us as a burden, the scriptures say that, we're grievous to behold, so when they see us out on the highways and byways and they see us putting up these videos and, and not stopping, they look at it like, damn, they out there again, every week, every day, they're uploading videos, they're growing, they must be stopped. And that's the thing, because if it was, this is of the Most High, so this can't be stopped, So without further ado, this is Zechariah chapter 12, verse 3. It says, and in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people, and Jerusalem has become a burdensome stone to all people, whether it's people walking by on the street, whether it's people just surfing YouTube and catching your videos, man, and definitely the elites of society, they look at us as a burden. We have to get rid of them, just like in the ancient world in the Roman Empire, man, they looked at Israel like we need to get rid of them, There's a reason why Nero blamed the burning of the city of Rome on Israel, man, and even I'm gonna read in a few verses that, going into Acts, Paul was hunted down, man. Paul was what do you call starting riots, man, with the word, they wanted to kill Paul, just like they wanted to kill all the prophets, man, just like they want to kill us now, It says, all that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it, So all that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces. And that's what this word is doing, man. This word is cutting the logic and cutting the philosophies of this world, man. When you go into 2 Corinthians 10 and 4, it tells you, for our weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty to the pulling down of strongholds, man. And that's exactly what's happening, The strongholds are the lies, which are the refuge of this world, are being pulled down, man, one by one, lie upon lie, and each lie is becoming uncovered, man. The skirts are being lifted up, as the scriptures say. It says, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it. So going back to Psalms 83, how they made a conspiracy against us. Well, all the people of the earth is still gathered together against Jerusalem, man, But we're still that burdensome stone, A stone is hard to break, A stone is impossible to break, to be honest with you, You can try and cut it in pieces, but it's impossible to destroy the core of a stone, Especially this stone, which is helmed by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, This is Isaiah, the 62nd chapter, Verse 6 says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. So the Lord has set watchmen, man, you know, up on the high towers, up on the sentry towers, man, to watch for Jerusalem. So this is so what we're seeing now is that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai set this up. You know, those who you call him that you call the Most High, Power Almighty of the universe, has set up the nation of Israel, man. This spectacle that you see before you, you know, this this how do you say this 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 game, or you know, whatever you take it for, what you see before you has been set up by the Most High. That's why the prophets of the Lord are able to do what they're doing. We're able to go out in highways and byways every week through hail, rain, snow, heat waves, you know. We're able to put up videos constantly, you know. It's because we're guided by the Spirit of the Lord. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. You know, so the Lord said his watchmen are never going to hold their peace. I mean, they're going to continue to watch, you know, and they're going to continue to call out what they see, man, you know, to get their people ready for the battle, you know. And it says they shall not hold their peace day nor night, you know, and going into the internet, you know, the scriptures say day unto day utter a speech, you know. So we're able to push this word 24/7, man, in all countries and all languages, you know. It says, ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. So the Lord is telling us not to keep silent, to speak, you know, to speak the words that he gave us, man, which is the Holy Scriptures, you know, starting with his name. It says, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, you know. So we're going to keep praising Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We're going to keep speaking the words that he told us to speak, man, you know, out of the word of this book, until he makes Jerusalem a praise in the earth and we're established again, you know. So we're not supposed to stop pushing this word until the end, man, you know, until Jerusalem is set back in their land and the kingdom of heaven is here and corruption has been thrown down, you know. Until then, you're going to keep getting an earful, man. You know, and while we teach this word, like I said, as we're giving this earful, as we're speaking the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, eventually you're going to have people, organizations, governments that are going to try and put us to death, man. You know, they're going to try and silence us, you know, because one thing for certain is that we're destroying whole communities, you know. We're destroying whole communities or religious communities, man, you know. The thing is that we inadvertently, we might not, sometimes we might start physical riots, you know, just by speaking, you know, starting uproars, uproars and things of that nature. But we're starting commotions, man. Behind closed doors, these people are angry, you know. Behind closed doors, these people are trying to figure out any way to get rid of us that they can, man. You know, their witchcraft isn't working anymore. You know, they're not selling as much merchandise, you know, Christian merchandise and Muslim merchandise and black consciousness and Hotep merchandise that they did before, you know, because the scriptures is the prophets through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai are cutting every philosophy in this world, man. You know, people are starting to leave the churches in droves. People are leaving, you know, their way of philosophies, and now they're agnostic or they're atheists, or they just don't believe in going to church, but they still believe in God, or, you know, even truth when it comes to these conspiracies that you know, Esau has conjured up against Israel, and the other nations have conjured up against Israel. People are starting to wake up, man, you know, and that's getting the elites and those that are at the helm of the society very angry, man, you know. And Paul went through the same exact thing, you know. Paul went through this. They were trying to hunt Paul down, trying to kill Paul, man, because of what he was speaking through the Spirit, you know, because he was really screwing up their money, you know, and that's exactly what we're doing. Not only their money though, we're screwing up their witchcraft. You know, the witchcraft's failing them. Salakia. My bad, I'm throwing something, do not disturb. This is Acts chapter 19, verse 24. It says, "For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen." So this guy was making a lot of money making silver trinkets and shrines to Diana, the goddess of agriculture, man. This is during the Roman Empire. It says, "Whom he called together with the workmen of like occupation, and said, Sirs, you know that by this craft we have our wealth." So he called a meeting with the other craftsmen that make these idols, these false idols. And he said, yo, wait, look. You know, we make money off of creating these idols to our gods which we worship. It says, "Moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul hath persuaded and turned away much people." And that's what been doing all over the world, man, through the aided help, you know, of the internet, man, which was created through the Holy Spirit for us to push this word all over the whole earth, you know. You don't think they're not saying this about us? Like, damn, you know. They're like, damn. They're turning away these people from Christianity. People are leaving the church. People are leaving their Santeria and their Wicca religions, and people are they don't want to be Buddhists and monks anymore. You know, they don't want to buy into the dream of prosperity with Christianity. You know, you don't think these people aren't saying that? It says, saying that they be no gods which are made with hands. And so Paul is doing the same thing we're doing now, which is pulling down strongholds, man. You know, just like we say with the other white meat, you know, Cesare Borgia, you know, we say the same thing. This is no God, you know, this was a man. This was a painting that was created by a man, you know, for a man that lived and died, you know, that was nothing special. You know, that was no son of the Most High, you know. And Paul was saying the same thing back then. Yo, these idols aren't gods. These idols aren't powers. These idols are something that you can create out of thin air. You know, and people were starting to resonate with that, man. Just like they're starting to resonate with the truth. It says, "And when they heard these sayings, they were full of wrath, and cried out, saying, Great is Diana of Ephesus, of the Ephesians." You know, and you don't think they're doing that now, saying great is Jesus Christ, or great is Buddha, or great is Lady Shiva, or great is you know, whatever god that they worship. It says, "And when Paul would have entered unto the people, the disciples suffered him not. And certain of the chief of Asia, which were his friends, sent unto him, desiring him that he would not adventure himself into the theater." Yeah, they're warning him like, "Yo, Paul, don't go in there." You know, Paul, don't go in there. You know, they're having an uproar or a meeting about you right now. You know, they're very actively hostile. You know, it says, "Some therefore cried one thing, and some another, for the assembly was confused, and the more part knew not wherefore they were come together. And they drew Alexander out of the multitude, the Jews putting him forward, and Alexander beckoned with the hand, and would have made his defense unto the people. But when they knew that he was a Jew, all with one voice about the space of 2 hours cried out, Great is Diana of the Ephesians." So they seen Alexander and they're like, "Oh, that's a Jew." And they started shouting and chanting, "Great is the goddess Diana," man. You know? They just know, they just won't back down from worshiping their gods, you know. They're ready to get violent over their gods, you know. It says, verse 35, it says, and when the town clerk had appeased the people, you know, so he calmed them down, he said, ye men of Ephesus, what man is there that knoweth not how that the city of the Ephesians is a worshiper of the great goddess Diana, and of the image which fell down from Jupiter. Seeing then that these things cannot be spoken against. So he said, man, who don't know that we worship Diana? Like, everybody knows that, you know? And no one is to speak against Diana, you know? And so they felt offended that Paul spoke in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that he spoke in the name of the Lord. They were offended at this, man. It says, ye ought to be quiet and to do nothing rashly. For ye have brought hither these men, which are neither robbers of churches, nor yet blasphemers of your goddess. Yeah, that's it. You know what? Let me skip down to verse 40. It says, for we are in danger to be called and questioned for this day's uproar, there being no cause whereby we may give an account of this concourse. So there was an uproar that was started, man. You know, all over Paul and his teachings of the Lord, man, in Ephesus, you know. But the thing is that they weren't robbing any churches, you know, or doing any physical damage. So they really couldn't make out what caused the uproar, because there was so much confusion, you know. And soon that's how our lives are going to turn out, man. That's what's going to happen. You know, we're going to be starting these uproars, you know, just by speaking the words that are in the book, you know. Just by speaking the words of the Lord, uproars are going to start. People are going to be disagreeing with each other. You know, people are going to start abandoning their religions, you know. And it's going to aggravate the powers that be on this earth, man. You know, just like with Yahushai, you know. With Yahushai, when he went and he did his ministry and he was speaking and he was teaching, you know, back then they were worried. They were worried like, man, we got to do something about this guy, you know? And that's exactly what they say every time they cut on the YouTube. Every time, you know, they follow our search histories on our computers, and they mirror our computers to where they can see exactly what we're doing, what we're looking up, what we're seeing, what we're watching, you know? They have that same mentality. We got to do something about these guys, you know, because we are a burden. This is John chapter 11, verse 47. It says, and gathered the chief priests of the Pharisees a council, you know, and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles, you know. And now today, they have their councils as well, man. Their G8 summits, their Bilderberg meetings, you know. So they have these meetings like, man, what are we going to do about these guys? You know, there was I believe there was a press conference. I can't remember if it was Congress or if it was in the Senate, but they were trying to figure out what to do about the violent situation I believe in Seattle, Washington. And someone caught it. I don't remember who, but I think a brother caught it. And they said, well, we have to do something about these black Hebrew Israelites and these black identity extremists. They are a threat to peace in society, you know, basically, you know. And we've been coming up in these meetings more and more, and these press hearings more and more, you know. So eventually, they're going to move to try and do something. That's what the Megiddo Project is about, man. You know, there's a reason why we're named number 4 on that list, which really we're number 1, you know, or the Department of Homeland Extremist, the Department of Homeland Security Right Wing Extremist Act, you know, which we're named in that legislation too, man, you know. So we're coming to a time where they're going to clamp down on us, you know, for teaching this word, just for reading the words in the book, you know. We're not doing anything rash. We're not toting guns. We're not doing anything destructive, but reading the scriptures, you know. And that's how you know the words in the book are real, man. The words that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has spoken unto us and that he commands us to speak are real. This is back in John 11 and 48. It says, if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. So they're like, damn, if we leave this man alone to keep teaching and going throughout Israel and going throughout Asia, and teaching, everybody's going to believe, because you can't refute the miracles that he's doing. You can't refute anything that he's saying, and that's exactly what they've been saying in these meetings concerning us, man, concerning the prophets. Man, we got to do something about these guys, because soon everybody's going to believe these guys, and then we won't have a foundation anymore, And back then, this was the Pharisees and scribes that gathered, were wicked Israelites, man, that knew that Yahushua was the Messiah. They knew, but they didn't want to accept it, And yes, some didn't believe, but some of these guys knew that he was a Messiah, that he was the one that was prophesied to come, man, And they still they wouldn't have it, So when you look out into the world, and we prophesy, and we're on the highways and byways, and we got cars riding past us and circling the block, or people watching our videos. You have men that know that we are the prophets of the Lord, man, and that will not accept it, And I'm talking about ones of our people, But then you got the ones of the other nations, the devils of the other nations that know that we're the children of the Most High, that we're prophets of the Lord, sent here, sent forth to pull down the strongholds of the society, and beckon in the new era of peace. And they know that. But guess what? They're going to do whatever is in their power to hold on to the little bit of power that they have, It says, Slakia. But yeah, that was the point I wanted to drive there. And this is Acts 4, chapter 13. Because here in Acts the 4th chapter, they told Peter, they told them, hey, no, don't prophesy in his name. Don't say this. Don't say that, And it's coming to a time where we're going to get the same treatment. No, you can't go out and do that. They already have legislation on the books to where we can't hold assembly meetings, or we can't hold meetings in front of federal buildings, or talk about conspiracy theories, and or talk or say anything bad against the government, So they have these legislations on the book. They're just not enforcing them yet, So this is Acts chapter 4, verse 13. It says, now when they saw the boldness of Peter and John, just like we're bold, and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled. Yeah, because Peter and John didn't go to what do you say? How do you say it? Any seminary schools or any synagogues, and were officially taught the word, the scriptures, and the law, and have official documentation that they have that they've studied these things, and neither do we, Of course, brothers come from all various backgrounds and things of that nature, but we don't have backgrounds in so-called theology and episcopology and things of that nature, Even documents. We don't have documents saying that we're historians and that we're recognized as scholars and things of that nature, So it says they marvel, like, damn, how do they understand this, How are they speaking the truth which we hid, How are they able to put two and two together? How are they able to break down the secrets of the Bible when we can't, So they marvel, and this makes them jealous. This makes them angry, It says, and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahushua. So they're like, damn, they were with the Lord. They were with Yahushua. Those are those guys right there that are walking around and following Yahushua around. We remember those guys. We recognize those guys. And beholding the man which was healed standing with them, they could say nothing against it. So Peter and John, they performed this miracle, and they healed this man. Oh, they performed a miracle and they healed this man. They're like, damn, we can't say anything against this. Like, this is obviously a miracle. Everybody knows this man. He's been sitting there on the same porch for years, and everybody knows this man is crippled, you know. But now he's up, he's walking around, he's vibrant, he's healed. There's no way we're gonna be able to keep this under wraps, you know. And there's gonna come a time to where we'll be able to heal. We'll be able to heal people, man, you know, and perform these miracles, because the scriptures say, Yahweh said, he said, and after this you shall receive power of the Holy Spirit, you know, and we shall do greater works than he did, roughly paraphrasing. So they're gonna witness these things, man, you know, and through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we're gonna perform these things. It says, but when they had commanded them to go aside out of the council, they conferred amongst themselves, saying, what shall we do to these men? For that indeed a notable miracle hath been done by them is manifest to all them that dwell in Jerusalem, and we cannot deny it. So once again, they said, damn, what are we going to do with these guys? They literally just performed a miracle. Everybody knows it. Everybody's seen it. Everybody sees this guy, you know, this man that was lame or crippled, you know. Damn, but what are we going to do about this? Because now people are talking. Verse 17, it says, but that it spread no further among the people, right? Because, like I said, people are talking now. People are starting to proclaim the situation that just happened, you know? And with that, with miracles come what? People starting to believe, you know? Now, this is the 4th chapter. I believe after this, you know, 5,000 people were awakened, you know? And there was another situation, I believe in the 3rd chapter, 3,000 people awoke, you know, and started to believe, you know. So this is the problem that we are the problem that the world is having right now, you know, because the more people that believes on the word of the Lord, the faster the elect gets sealed. And the faster the elect gets sealed, the faster this place the faster the destruction is looming over this place, man, you know. And the shorter time Esau has to rule any other nations. It says, but that it spread no further among the people, let us straitly threaten them, that they speak henceforth to no man in this name. So they're like, man, we gotta do something. So let's tell them not to speak in the name of Yahweh Shai, of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you know. And that's the same thing they're gonna try and do to us. Oh, you know what? Tell them that they can't speak the gospel of the Lord, or else, you know. Denounce your God, or else, you know. Because like I said, they're going to do anything and everything in their power to keep their hold on the current power that they have. It says, verse 18, and they called them and commanded them not to speak at all, nor teach in the name of Yahweh Shai. But Peter and John answered and said unto them, whether it be right in the sight of the Most High to hearken unto you more than unto the Most High, judge ye. For we cannot but speak the things which we have seen and heard, you know, because there were witnesses. And, you know, as being a witness, they witnessed the power of the Lord. You know, they seen it, they heard it. You know, you can't tell them that they didn't, because they witnessed it. And they were commanded to speak in that name. They were commanded to speak of these things. Salakia. They were commanded to speak in these things. So they said they have no choice. They're compelled. You know, I'm gonna read verse 20 again. For we cannot but speak the things which we have seen and heard. You know. So I said, man, we can't not speak this. You know, we have no choice. It's like a burning fire. Verse 21, it says, so when they had further threatened them, they let them go, finding nothing but how they might punish them, because of the people. For all men glorified the Most High for that which was done. For the man was above 40 years old, on whom this miracle of healing was shewed. You know, they're like, man, okay, now we see this, and this is a miracle. So now you have people praising the Most High now, you know, and that's the thing that now modern society doesn't want. Just like then, the Pharisees and the scribes and the administrators of Israel didn't want that to happen either, man. Because they feared the same thing that now Esau and the other nations fear. Loss of control, you know. Loss of control, you know. And with that loss of control comes what? a loss of a kingdom, a loss of an economic advantage, you know. But what comes with that is the kingdom of the Most High, man. You know, a world of righteousness. But they want to hold on to this world of wickedness, man. You know, and that's why we're burdensome to them. That's why we are the burdensome stone. You know. So with that, I hope all you brothers were edified in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. I want to give all praises, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone Ruel, and salutations to the brethren in the four corners of the earth, put in the word, in truth, and in sincerity. Shalom.